Hi, my name is Stacy. I'm with Hexinverter Electronics, and today I'm going to be doing a demonstration of the Mutant Clap eurorack module. The Mutant drums are a series of high-performance and high-functionality eurorack drum synthesis modules. Each module is designed to have a lot of features and functionality, as you can see. The Mutant Clap is a percussion synthesis module which generates a hand clap sound. You're probably familiar with this sound from music over the last 20 years or so. It's in all sorts of genres. This particular module was influenced mainly by the 909 clap sound. So this is a pretty typical vanilla TR909 clap sound. Adjusting the controls one by one, I'll let you hear what they do to the sound. So the drive control allows you to overdrive the circuit. As you can hear, you're starting to get a lot of harmonic content in there. There's a cutoff control for the bandpass filter, which, as you can hear, has quite a dramatic effect on the sound. I'll just leave it there for now. The sustain control is a modification we added, which allows you to essentially change the off point of the VCAs inside of the clap generator. It's not technically a sustain control, but it has an effect that's very similar, and so that's what we called it. You can get short clap sounds like that, and you can actually switch it fully on. This control allows you to dial in the shape of sound which you most prefer. Perhaps what made the clap sound in these vintage drum machines so popular was the inclusion of little tricks to make it sound more real. One of those being a simulated reverb effect. That effect is present here, and you can actually hear it in the background. If I turn it off, you can hear the claps lost a lot of its dimension. So turning that back on, you can adjust the decay. So as you can hear, there's more of a reverb tail in there now. Keep in mind this is not actually a reverb effect. You can't put external inputs in and expect it to work like an effects unit, for example. It will, however, still generate a reverb-like sound if you plug an external input in. I'll get to that later. The reverb tail can be adjusted from short snaps to basically fully on. The bandpass filter can be switched on and off. When off, it's particularly useful when using the clap as more of a sound effects generator than an actual percussion synthesis module. The reverb tail effect is actually fully voltage controlled. Here, I have an LFO modulating the length of the reverb tail. While the Mutant Clap is of course useful as a percussion synthesis module, it can also be used as a voltage-controlled LFSR noise oscillator when not being used as a percussion synthesis module. I'm going to correct myself there and actually say the noise output is always there, so you could technically be making claps and using the noise output elsewhere in your system, so you can think of some pretty interesting patches that are possible with that. Anyway, I'll just let you listen to the noise output. At its highest frequency, as you can see, the pitch is turned up as high as it can possibly go here. It's creating pure white noise. As we sweep the pitch down, you can hear that classic kind of Commodore 64 noise sweep, which you can get some very interesting effects from, because That pitch is of course voltage controllable. In addition to the raw noise oscillator output, there is also a filtered version of the output, or whatever it is that you have plugged into the external input on the module. So this can be useful in your system as well, and is just a nice handy addition to have. The pitch of the clap is fully voltage controlled and can be adjusted on the front panel. This is a very unique feature that can create loads of interesting sounds. Mutant drums are all about versatility, so the clap would be left out if it didn't have an external input that allows you to plug in all sorts of audio signals to generate sounds with. Essentially, the clap can be used as a pseudo synthesizer voice. So here I've got a Jupiter Storm noise oscillator on this cable. I'm going to plug it into the external input for you to hear. The envelopes in the Mutant Clap are actually very unique in that they're not a very normal shape. They are sawtooth waveforms of varying amplitude spaced out from one another. This actually simulates the shape, the envelope shape of multiple people in a room clapping their hands together all at once. It's very, very clever. And so you can actually create some very cool sound effects by using external inputs with the Mutant Clap. Things like VCOs, other noise sources, you can run filters with VCOs running through it, anything you can imagine really. And because of the interesting envelope shape, you can create some really interesting sounds. So for demonstrational purposes, here I've created a sound using a Jupiter Storm noise oscillator, and so that's providing the external input on the Mutant Clap. And right now I've got the reverb decay turned down, but listen to what happens when I turn it up. So this is sort of a clap sound. I mean, it sounds like a clap, it's just pretty alien sounding, which is kind of interesting. But listen to this. So the fact that the reverb simulation circuit is actually derived from the source audio means that you get this almost like a decay effect, which is voltage controllable from this. So you can hide parts of the sound from the modulation that's happening there when you turn it down, but as you turn it up, those parts are audible in the background. So here I've got something more interesting patched up with the Make Noise Echophon as well as Jupiter Storm feeding the Mutant Clap. So what you're getting out of here is a fairly bizarre sound that you wouldn't really expect percussion modules to make. I mean, it is percussive, but it's fairly alien sounding. So I've spent some time here making some pretty alien weird sounds, so I figured it would be best to show you that this can also do fairly standard drum sounds. So here's just a little demo of the Mutant drums all together. The Mutant Clap will be available soon from modular dealers around the globe. Be sure to keep an eye out for it. It should be available in about a week or two from posting this video. The module will also be available eventually as a do-it-yourself project from Hexinverter. You'll be able to purchase a PCB and panel set if you're handy with the soldering iron. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in for the other Mutant drums when they come out.